Dave. There's a bit of bull dust here. And if you've never ridden in bull dust, it's like riding on liquid. It's horrible.
Yep, I'm okay, mate. Stand up. That's horrible stuff. Yeah, I'm too close to you, mate, and I couldn't see. Fuck all.
That's horrible stuff.
Yeah, I was too close to you, mate. And I couldn't see. Fuck all. I swear I couldn't see 2 metres. And it's like bull dust here.
I'm just going cross country to what I think might be a better track. Yeah, this is more the main arterial road. This will be a lot safer, I think. Yep. Now I can see vehicle movement to my right. There's the road through there. Although there's a fence line between us and it, I think. And as much as I enjoy getting off the blacktop, occasionally, just occasionally, I enjoy seeing it as well. Oh yeah, you get bored quickly. There is a fence line, but it's downed. Oh, thank goodness that's over. That yeah, that was pretty bony from ivy tanks on. Anyway, we're on the blacktop. We'll certainly make Sejuna, and after that we'll have a discussion and find out whether we continue on to Streaky Bay. Right, we're approaching Sejuna. We've got to go through a quarantine checkpoint before we enter town. You're looking for things like fruits, vegetables, livestock. I'm not carrying any of the above. Sometimes they ask to look in a bag. It's just a pain in the arse. I mean, clearly it's difficult for mugs like us to carry fruits and vegetables. We'll see how we go. Good day, mate.
No fruit or vegetables, anything on board?
No, nothing like that, mate.
Beautiful, mate. You haven't got any room, have you?
No, thank you. No, that was painless enough. Yeah, I think that bloke understands that. Yeah, we just got. I mean, carrying fresh fruit and stuff is just impractical on a motorbike. Well, okay, we'll find the caravan park. There's a choice of a couple of different parks here in town. I've been to both of them. I do have a preference for one over the other, so we'll see if they've got any vacancies, eh? Oh, they're busy. She wasn't sure if there was room for us, but because I'm a repeat customer, she's making a bit of an allowance for us. There's the lawn, beauty, and the camp kitchen. And we're allowed just around here on the lawn area. There's a tent there already. Alright, just had to do some minor resupply here at Foodland. Some coffee. Morning of day 5. Right. from here, Ceduna, we're going to head down towards Streaky Bay, which is a nice little coastal community, and there's just a bit of a tourist loop down there that will do, seeing we're in the area. Yesterday, while we were transiting along the old Eyre Highway, people were dying on the new one. Well, when I say new, the current alignment, 2 semi-trailers head on, obviously at speed, 7 AM, and yeah, 3 people died as a result. One must have been running 2 up, have a relief driver in the sleeper cab resting while the other one's driving. And I've seen some footage, it's straight, flat.
South Australian truckie, described as a legend of the industry, has been killed in a shocking head-on truck crash on the Nullarbor Plain.
The much-loved driver is one of 3 people believed killed in the tragedy, which has shut down the Eyre Highway to Perth.
The sun rises to apocalyptic scenes on the Eyre Highway. One truck in a ball of flames, the other unrecognisable.
The truck's all exploding, so we didn't want to go too close. Then I looked to my right and I saw the other one on there, and it's like, wow, I just couldn't believe how bad it was.
The rigs hit head-on about 27 kilometres west of Yalata on the Nullarbor, just before 7 this morning, closing the highway in both directions. Shocked witnesses could do nothing but watch on helplessly as explosions rung out.
And it just makes you wonder how that sort of thing happens. Yeah, one bloke was a Adelaide local, the other 2 were from interstate. So tragic when it happens, and it just reminds me why adventure riders prefer to get off the blacktop and take the roads less travelled, because sometimes it can be a whole lot safer out there. Anyway, as I said, from here, Streaky Bay for a couple of hours, and then yeah, continue heading east towards Port Augusta. Not quite sure where we're going to pull up tonight. It'll be a bush camp, I know that much. Well, welcome to Streaky Bay. We won't be stopping here, we'll just sail through and get the other side of town and then pick up this touristy loop thing. Well, this is Cape Bower, I think that's how you pronounce it, doesn't really matter. I've got down here, I should be able to get out pretty easily, I think. I don't want to take any unnecessary risks, but as I was coming down it looked like pretty firm footing. Yeah, this will be alright. Well, that's enough of being a tourist. We'll head back into town, get a cup of coffee, maybe a bite to eat, and then start heading towards Port Augusta. We're just outside Kimber. Kimber's claim to fame is that it's effectively halfway across Australia. If you took a line between, I guess, Sydney and Perth, it's about the halfway mark. But that aside, up here at a lookout is a very, very abstract sculpture of John Eyre, who was an early explorer. In fact, walked across most of the country, and the Eyre Highway, of course, is named after him. So yeah, very, very abstract sculpture of him and an Aboriginal aide that he had with him. And I thought it might be worthwhile to show Dave, seeing he hasn't been here. Not the sort of thing you see every day. Well, this is Port Augusta. We were going to bush camp, but the vegetation around here doesn't sort of lend itself to that, so we've both agreed that yeah, we'll spend another night in a caravan park. May as well be comfortable. Well, looks like they're busy. Right, morning of day 6. David's just gone ahead of me by a few minutes to go and refuel. I think staying here last night at the caravan park was probably the smartest thing. We actually had a bit of rain, quite a heavy shower, only short and brief, but enough that if you were bush camping, some of your gear might have got wet. Today should be pretty easy, probably about 3 hours of riding before we reach our destination, which is the Barossa Valley for this BMW National Rally. Security here is quite tight. I think they've got a problem with crime locally. So yeah, got to check in and check out. Port Augusta, like a lot of other regional towns of any size, has got a real problem with youth crime, sad as it is. So yeah, lock up your daughters, lock up your stuff. There's the fuel stop just over the road here. Dave's probably ready to go. He's going to lead. He's punched in a route on his GPS. Should be a fairly interesting route, I think. Bit of rolling country, that sort of stuff. Alright, see you on the other side. They've duplicated the bridge since I was here last. This used to be a real choke point. My riding companion David has got a dark side that I never knew existed until now. We're in a tiny community called Snowtown. A lot of Australians, when you hear that name, would cringe. Because many years ago there was a number of murders here, bodies in the barrels. A couple of crazies were killing off disadvantaged and handicapped people, even some members of their own family, adopting their identity and getting all their welfare benefits. And the bodies were found in barrels, in acid, in a disused banking building. And that's the one there. Well, this is the township of Nuriootpa. I'm not sure if that's the way you pronounce it. I'm sure if I got it wrong somebody will correct me, they usually do. This is the largest community, or the largest town in the Barossa Valley, which is a wine growing region. One of them, of South Australia, and this is going to be the venue for this BMW National Rally. We're a little bit early, so rather than go to the caravan park and check in or register, we're just going to get a bite to eat. They do have registrations commencing from 3 PM today for those early arrivals, and that includes us. So yeah, we'll find a place to eat and then go to the caravan park shortly after that. Right, we're in. They're all powered sites here. $50 a night, which is not cheap, but anyway, doesn't matter. A24. There's registration. I guess it'd be over there somewhere. We'll figure it out. Well, initial impressions are pretty good. They've got a registration stand and a show bag and a bottle of wine and some other goodies that everybody receives. Plus the daily program and stuff for the next few days. And according to one of the blokes, there's about 120 people showing up, so It's not a bad turnout, is it? Alright, day one of the rally, and I use that term loosely. This morning, it's just a couple of hours, what they've titled an orientation ride. I'm not sure what to expect, whether it's just around the town or, you know, a 50-kilometre radius. But anyway, it looks like there's quite a large group assembled to take part, so we'll just join them and see what happens.
Tailing Charlie is going to be Ross on the sidecar over here. It's Munda, and then I'll take you out through the Sepultsville area, through Greenock, and back to you.
Alright, I don't know how many riders are in the group. They're using a cornerman system, which certainly I'm familiar with. We'll see how it goes. I think he said we're going to do about 120 k's around the local area. A couple of points of interest along the way to stop, have a look. Probably an impressive sight for the locals to see a bunch of bikers rolling through town, and good for the local economy too, I guess. You know, if you have 100 extra people in town buying food, restaurants, that sort of thing. Well, first stop, Mangler Hill Lookout. I believe they wanted to take a group photo, something about the South Australian Club or Canberra Club calendar. This will give us a good idea on how many bikes are on this trip anyway. Well, I'm right at the front of the pack now, other than the lead rider, the guy in front there. So I'll be the next bloke to be placed as cornerman. I think I counted 25 bikes. The others must be having a sleep in. Yep. Beautiful area. You can understand why immigrants would want to settle here. I think this is the last stop for the ride. Sepultsville Winery. Obviously one of the more major wineries in the region. A few hangovers in that lot, I bet. Well, old mate, the bloke who's organised this ride, has said there's a lot of things to see and do here in the winery, a number of things of interest, and most people have decided to stay here and have a look at that. Me personally, I'm not your typical tourist, I guess, so I'll follow him back to Nuri and spend the afternoon just relaxing and perhaps have a look at a map to get me to Canberra, using some back roads, mix it up a little. Well, I'm back in town. Old mate, I think his name was Colin, he's a local bloke. He's going to lead the same ride this afternoon for those that decided to have a bit of a sleep in or who have since arrived and registered. So there'll be a repeat of that ride later on this afternoon. Me, I'm going to go back, have some lunch, and maybe walk into town later and do a bit of resupply and just a bit of admin, I think. And this evening, I've got a bit of an icebreaker get together for everybody, a bit of a meal and a couple of drinks. So I'll go and attend that, of course, along with the rest, I guess. I just saw another couple of blokes on BMs, so you know, guys are still trickling in, I guess. Yeah, back home I've already seen a group starting to assemble for this afternoon's ride. Did about 110 kilometres, I think, just a big loop. So yeah, there's probably worse ways to spend in the morning. Well, just on my way to a bit of a gathering, just a bit of a welcoming. Today's effectively the first official day of the National Rally, so yeah, it's just a bit of a get together.
Better than the first day, because they oxidised a little bit.
They've even got wine tasting here. This can't end well.
I've got a covered home. Thank you very much.
We've got over 130 people here. We've got people from every club in Australia, including the West, which is great to see.
So there's an AM ride at 9:30 right after the photo. You can prepare and send up
Time for breakfast.
So if you ask them, you'll know where they are.
Alright, the group is sort of splitting up. Some are going on a dirt ride, that's me, and others are going on a road ride, that's the others. About 100, just over 100 kilometres we think. Mostly dirt, of course, and it's not going to be anything technical, and that's okay. Most of these people are strangers to each other, and you don't know what their capabilities are. That's the road crowd, I think. There's about 12 or 14 riders in this group. There's a lot of fruit on that thing. Lots of farkles. Alright, the bloke leading is a local. He's obviously got a fairly intimate knowledge with some of the roads and tracks around here. Well, we're running the cornerman system again, so the lead rider will indicate where he wants the bloke immediately behind him to pull up, and then that particular bloke will just wait till he sees tail in Charlie before moving away. That way nobody should get lost. This is the beginning of the gravel section. He said he was going to pull up here just to allow people to change their their riding modes and all the other electric wizardry that goes on with these bikes. I can change mine on the fly, but some may not be familiar with the process, and that's okay. Me, for this sort of stuff, I'm going to have it in dynamic with my traction control off, but we're all different. The bloke in front of me is on an RT 1200, I think it is, with road tyres. Somebody did check with him to make sure that he was with the right group, and he said he was, so maybe he's thinking about getting a GS, and he thought this would be a good assessment of his ability. I don't know, it seems a bit strange, but anyway, as long as he's having fun, that's all that matters. Oh, this is good. The lead rider's having technical issues with his bike. We might all perish out here, I think. Dang.
I expect the suspension to be tuned in nicely, Bob.
This was the place I was going to stop and take photos anyway.
Looks like the bloke on the RT has decided to turn around. Maybe it wasn't quite what he was expecting. The lead rider's swapping bikes with somebody else, and that bloke will take his bike back to the campground. So yeah, we'll continue on. So we've lost a couple of bikes and we're only 15 minutes into it. And I think there's some rain through there. At least it'll keep the dust down. Yep, here comes the rain. It's only a light drizzle at this stage, but hopefully it won't get much heavier. Like I say, it'll keep the dust down at least, but it wouldn't take much before these tracks become treacherous. A good mix of road and track conditions anyway. It's not supposed to be bloody motorcycle survivor, you know. We are on holiday. We're back in Nuri now. That loop took us, I don't know, about 100 kilometres over a couple of hours. It's lunchtime now. Got the afternoon off, although he is doing the same loop again with another crowd this afternoon. Tonight we've got a dinner at the local tavern, the local pub. A couple of awards to be handed out to different people for different things. So once again, probably worse ways of spending a morning. Well, it's pretty early. Blokes are starting to suit up and go back home, wherever that is for them. I'm going to have a light breakfast, pack up, and then hit the road myself. Alright, morning a day. No, I don't know. Doesn't matter. Most others have left. Caravan parks have all left something behind. What is that? No. Yeah, most people have left. Thank you to the organisers. See you in a couple of years' time, perhaps. Not quite sure where I'm going to end up today. Doesn't really matter. Might bush camp on the side of the Murray River, perhaps somewhere. I don't know. So yeah, I've got heaps of time. From here I'm gonna continue heading eastward towards Canberra. There's another motorcycle rally in a few days' time just north of Canberra, so yeah, leisurely pace, take my time. I've created a route to get me from here eastward, mostly back roads, bit of dirt I think, we'll see. I'll know more later on. Anyway, see you on the other side.